This is just kind of like the season of balance and boundaries. That's kind of what keeps coming to my head, balance and boundaries. It could also lead to something really great and it could be really freeing, but we'll never know if we don't have the conversation. The unhealthy and unproductive habits that have to go in order for me to really thrive in this next season of my life. What's up, you guys, and welcome to today's video. I cannot believe that it is already 2023. I feel like the last couple months of the last year just kind of flew by, and here we are. So I'm excited. I'm excited to just kind of have a chance to reset and just kind of have a fresh start into the new year. I know that the popular thing to do is to set New Year's resolutions and goals for yourself when you're entering the new year. And while I definitely have some goals that I am going to be working to accomplish this year, I wanted to do something a little bit different this year and really focus on letting go of some unproductive, some unhealthy habits that have definitely been weighing me down. So today's video is going to be all about the things that I will be leaving in 2022. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so the very first thing that I will be leaving in 2022 is mom guilt. Okay, this is a big one for me. It's something that I have really struggled with, and I've gotten better at it, but it is still a bit of an issue, and it's something that I really want to focus on leaving behind. As a mom, we really just carry a lot of responsibility, and I feel like it's really easy to just feel like every decision that you make is just going to have this lifelong impact on your kid. Maybe I wasn't as patient as I wanted to be, or they ate PB&J 3 times in 1 week, or I didn't set up enough sensory activities for the week. But whatever those things may be, just feeling like they're going to have some negative lifelong impact on them, and that's simply just not the case. And you're probably going to hear me say this more than once in this video, but I feel like social media plays a big part in feeling mom guilt. There are so many accounts that are just telling you to do this and don't do this and don't say this, or your kid's gonna have emotional damage and it's all gonna be your fault. There are literally so many accounts like that. And don't get me wrong, there are definitely some accounts on social media that I feel like are very helpful, but just constantly consuming other people's opinions of how you should parent can really play a big part in feeling guilty when you don't quite measure up to those expectations every single day. And those days are definitely going to come. So this year, I am really going to be focusing on leaving mom guilt behind. I am just going to take each day as it comes, and I'm going to do my best each day, knowing that sometimes my best is going to be way up here, and sometimes my best is going to be down here, and that's okay because we're all humans and we all are just doing the best that we can. So in 2022, mom guilt has to go. All right, the next habit that I am going to be leaving behind in this new year is comparison. I know you guys have probably heard the quote that comparison is the thief of joy, and that's something that I really experienced in this past year. Again, social media will have you thinking that everyone is doing bigger and better things than you, and what you're doing just simply isn't good enough. Constantly looking at other people's lives and comparing your everyday to their very best moments will definitely leave you feeling inadequate. And I hate to admit it, but I definitely know this from personal experience. There are days where I would wake up and feel great and have such a grateful heart, and then I would spend time on social media just kind of like mindlessly scrolling, and then by the end of that, I all of a sudden feel terrible. I start feeling like my life isn't good enough. I start thinking like, why can they do that and I can't? Or why do my kids not act like that? Or so on and so forth. And really, that is so unhealthy. It's so unproductive, and it's really just not necessary, because honestly, we're all just on our own journeys, and our life is not meant to look like anyone else's. Our plan for our life is not like anyone else's, so there's really just no need to be comparing. So in 2022, comparison has to stop. All right, so on to number 3. The third thing that I will be leaving in the past is not prioritizing myself and my own well-being. As a mom and a caretaker, it's really easy to just kind of put your own needs on the back burner as you're taking care of everyone and everything else around you. But I'm here to tell you that that gets you nowhere, and I've learned that doing that really just leaves me feeling very empty and very drained, and that is just not a good feeling. Now, this is something that I actually started working on during the last couple months of the year, and I've definitely gotten better at it, and I feel like it's made such a big difference in my days. My attitude, my mood throughout the day is so much better, and honestly, I feel like prioritizing myself has made me a better mom and a better wife because my cup is a little more full, right? So I'm better able to pour into the people that I love and I care about. So for me, prioritizing myself looks like taking care of my body, eating actual meals and not just the scraps left over from my toddler's plate. It looks like being able to spend quality time with my friends, or being able to send my kids to a family member's house so that I can just rest or do whatever it is that I need to get done, but just so that I have some time to myself and not feeling guilty about it. So this year I will be making sure that I am prioritizing myself and not just my kids, my husband, my home, etc. And I encourage you to do the same. Whatever prioritizing yourself looks like, just do it. It's not selfish, it is absolutely necessary. The next thing that I will be leaving in 2022 is avoiding difficult conversations. I am notorious for this. I do not like confrontation at all. So I don't like having difficult conversations, whether that be with my husband or other family members or coworkers. Anyone. I don't like it. But really, all that does is leave me with a bunch of unanswered questions and a bunch of unmet expectations and unresolved issues, and it's just not productive. So I'm making it my mission to leave this habit in 2022. So I am going to be having the difficult conversations, no matter what the outcome is, because at the end of the day, avoiding the tough stuff may seem like the best decision in the moment, but over time, it is all just going to build up and it's not going to get you anywhere. And I honestly just don't want to continue living with all of these heavy things on my heart and my mind when I could simply just have a conversation about it. So that's what I'm going to do. And yes, it could lead to an undesirable outcome, but it could also lead to something really great and it could be really freeing, but we'll never know if we don't have the conversation. So in 2022, I am leaving behind avoidance of difficult conversations. All right, so that kind of leads me into my next habit that we are letting go of this year, and that is people pleasing. Again, as someone that avoids confrontation at all costs, I am a natural people pleaser. I have a really hard time saying no matter what saying yes means for me. Even if saying yes puts me in a very tough situation or a very inconvenient situation, I just can't say no. And just constantly feeling the need to cater to everyone else's feelings is really draining and really exhausting, and I simply do not have the capacity to continue doing that. So this year, I'm going to say what I need to say when I need to say it and be okay with saying no sometimes. Especially if saying yes is going to leave me feeling drained or exhausted or unhappy. This is just kind of like the season of balance and boundaries. That's kind of what keeps coming to my head, balance and boundaries. And in order to be able to have balance and set healthy boundaries, I can no longer be a chronic people pleaser. So it has to go. All right, so these are the things that I will be leaving in 2022, the unhealthy and unproductive habits that have to go in order for me to really thrive in this next season of my life. All right, before I go, I just want to share with you guys one more thing, and that is my word of the year. This is the first time that I've ever picked a word that I really wanted to live out, and I'm so excited about it. This year, my word is intentional. I want to be more intentional about fostering my relationships with my husband, with my friends, with other family members. I want to be more intentional about pursuing my goals. I want to be more intentional about taking care of my health and my own well-being. I really just want to live a life of intention, just kind of in general, in all aspects. I really feel like that is going to be something that is so transformative for me, and I'm so excited to just kind of enter into this new year and embrace all of the positive changes that are going to be coming with it. All right, that's all I have for today. I hope that you leave this video feeling encouraged to also just leave some things behind, to let go of some things that may be weighing you down, to let go of the habits that are unhealthy and unproductive as we enter into this new year. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.